Welcome to Aligned with Kell Quarrell, the podcast where we talk all things small business. It's a mix of mindset, empowerment, real conversations, and of course, alignment. I'm your host, Kell Quarrell, a businesswoman with close to 20 years of business experience. Get ready for a mix of solo deep dives and inspiring interviews with awesome guests who will share how they have aligned their businesses with the lives they love. Let's dive in to align your business with the life you've always wanted. Welcome to another episode of Aligned. I am Kell, your host, and I'm very grateful that you are joining me today for this solo deep dive episode where I'm going to be sharing with you how I've been leaning into my environment in human design. And so you might be like, what exactly is an environment when it comes to human design? And it is the external conditions that will uniquely support you to thrive. And we actually all have an energetically correct environment. And through the lens of human design, there's actually 6 that will support you individually to thrive. And each of those 6 environments contain 2 subcategories. And there is a very simple way for you to find your environment in human design by running a free chart. If you want to run a free chart, you can go to my website, kellquarrell.com.au, and you will see a banner at the top which you can click to access your free chart. But today I wanted to kind of unpack with you how I've really been leaning into my human design environment, which is the external markets. And as I said, there are 6 different environments within human design. All of them have 2 subcategories. And so I am a markets environment. However, my subcategory is external. And so I wanted to share this through my own personal experience that has really come about just in the last week or 2. Now, I've been consciously aware of the environment of mine in human design and how I can really curate an ideal environment to support me in my creativity and my productivity. However, there's been a couple of things that have happened just in the last week that I wanted to share with you. One being when I went to get a pedicure. Now, I was flying to Albury on the weekend, last weekend for a wedding. And of course, pre-wedding guest prep included a pedicure. And I decided that I would actually do some work whilst having my pedicure. Now, I was absolutely blown away by what I achieved in 1 hour working from my phone whilst getting a pedicure. Now, why was I so blown away? First thing is, I don't particularly enjoy working on my phone. I really love to have a normal keyboard when it is that I'm typing or writing content, etc. So I was even more blown away by the amount of work that I got done literally just from my phone. Now, that might seem very quite simple to you. I know a lot of people only use their phone, but for me, my ideal is generally to have at least a laptop with a normal keyboard. But upon leaving that pedicure appointment, I actually got back to the car and went straight onto Instagram stories to share, I guess, my excitement, my delight, but also somewhat of my surprise in the sheer amount of work that I got done. Now, it wasn't just the volume of work that I got done, but it was the quality and the speed and the ease in which I actually got that work done. And I can remember sharing on that Instagram story that I had achieved more in 1 hour whilst having my pedicure than I had in 3 days sitting at my computer in my office. Now, just to paint you a picture, I work from home which I believe has its challenges in itself. I talk often about how, going back 10 years, the big goal for a lot of women was to work at home around their children, which I absolutely love. However, what a lot of people didn't talk about was the major challenges that can actually create, in that there is always something to be done at home. There's always a dishwasher to unpack, or dishes to be washed, or a washing machine to be filled or emptied, etc. So working from home, I also run two screens, which can also be extremely, what shall I say, extremely distracting, because you can be jumping around a lot. So I know myself that when I'm most productive, I am generally on my laptop with my earphones in, playing my favorite music in a really busy and bustling environment. And so, as I said, it was a little bit of a surprise to me of the amount of work that I got done simply on my phone, sitting in a pedicure chair. And I shared that on my Instagram story. And the second experience I've had recently was when I was flying down to Albury for a friend's wedding on the weekend, and I got the opportunity to work at the airport. Now, I have known for many years, however, just never, I guess, joined the dots until I really lent into human design, that I have always worked really well in airports. Again, I had my laptop with me, I put my headphones in, and I got a lot done. And the work that I generally do when I am away from my desk is creative work. It is writing copy for web pages, it is writing copy for social media posts. It's all of the creative aspects in my business. It is also where I will get a lot of great ideas for new offers, or being able to do things differently. And so when I was working in the airport, again, I just thrived. I had a lot of incredibly new and fresh ideas come through. I'd written a lot of content. I got clear on some things that had been lingering, but I hadn't got clarity on. And it's just an incredibly important reminder for me that I can curate my ideal external markets environment whenever I choose. I often will go and work at the patio at Pacific Fair, which is like a kind of, it's sort of open air, but it's basically where the food court is in Pacific Fair. And I will set myself up on a small table. I will put my headphones in, I will play my favorite music, and I will get to work. And it's interesting because for people that aren't external markets, you might be thinking, how on earth do you concentrate on anything with all of those people, with all of that energy, with all of that hustle and bustle? And for an external market, particularly me, because this is my own personal journey and experiment, I just thrive. I become laser focused. I actually couldn't tell you who was around me, what people were doing. I'm not engaging with them. I'm literally just fully in the zone. And as I said, that experience of having the pedicure and how much work I got done, the quality of it and the ease of it, followed up by being in an airport or a couple of airports on the weekend, just was really a great timely reminder for me. And so moving forward, I'm going to commit that at least monthly, and if I can, weekly, put myself in my ideal external markets environment so that I can support myself in my creative endeavors to find my flow. I just cannot even begin to explain to you the difference that I feel in those environments doing that type of work, writing content, social media posts, creative ideas, brain dumping, all of that happens so effortlessly when I curate my external markets environment, be it at Pacific Fair or be it in a cafe which is busy, or now I know, be it in the pedicure chair in a bustling, busy salon that is also in a bustling, busy open air shopping centre. So I'm going to do my best to put myself in those situations more often and not tie myself to the desk and think that this is where I need to be in order to be working. And in actual fact, my desk and my two screens work absolutely brilliantly when I am doing human design readings, when I am working one-on-one with my clients, when I am presenting and working inside Elevate and Align Mastermind, or I'm doing one-on-one sessions with my mastermind members. This is the ideal environment. Two screens, a desk, everything that I need, and knowing that I have, clear sound, I'm not going to be interrupted. But all of the other things, when it comes to business and that creative side and the coming up with fresh ideas and being energized and motivated and focused and clear, for me, that is an external markets environment. Shopping centers, busy cafes, possibly shouting myself a pedicure more often. So, as I said, your environment for yourself is very easy to find through a human design chart. You can access one on my website, and I encourage you to go and find out what yours is and do a little bit of investigating on what that means and how it is that you can best curate your environment to support you best in your business endeavors or whatever else it might be. I'm sure that it's going to give you some real aha moments when it is that you find out your own human design environment. So, a short, punchy episode this week. I'm very excited to have another guest joining me next week. But until then, if you do find out your human design environment, please head over to my Instagram, which is simply at Kell Quarrell. I will put all of the links in the show notes and share with me what yours is and kind of what dots you've joined in regards to what you already know and perhaps what it is that you're going to do in the future to really curate that ideal environment for you. So until next week, thank you again for joining me, and I look forward to sharing my guest with you on next week's episode. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Aligned with Kell Quarrell. I hope our conversations have inspired you to be bold in the pursuit of your dreams. If you enjoyed today's episode, I'd be so grateful if you shared it with the business women in your life and took the time to leave a review. Your feedback is like an ice-cold glass of Prosecco, always welcomed and always appreciated. You might even consider giving the show a follow. Until next time, continue to take bold action towards aligning your business with your deepest desires.